Good evening, everyone. Today we're back with the Wimpy Kid, the third video. So, last time I finished at page 106, and let's continue. The girls really hated the mashed potatoes thing, and that's why they sit on the other side of the cafeteria. But now the boys know they're not gonna get one of the girls to go with them to dance if they act like jerks. I can tell it's hard for a lot of them, of the boys to do the major front of the boys and front of the girls. Some guys are acting out when aren't any girls around. We're in the middle of the basketball unit in the phys ed, and the boys and with the girls playing on the other side of the gym, and the boys are on the other. The other day, this kid named Anthony Renfrew thought it would be pretty funny if he pantsed Daniel Revis when he was shooting three free throws. Whoop. Zip. Everybody laughed except for Daniel, but later Daniel got Anthony back when he was going for a layup. After that, it was a free for all with everyone pantsing everyone else. So things have been awfully since then. Now everyone is so paranoid about getting pants that no one will ever stand up during our basketball scrimmages. I've even started wearing 2 pairs of shorts under my sweat pants for extra insurance. Things gotten so bad that Vice Principal Ron came into the gym today to lecture the boys. He said this was no laughing matter and that anyone caught passing another student would be suspended. But the Vice Principal should have watched where he was standing, because some kid snuck under the bleachers and got him pretty good. Zip. Whoever did it escaped from before Principal Ron could catch him. No one knows for sure who it was, but the name they're using for the guy is Matt Panther. Tuesday. It's been about a week ever since they introduced these candygrams, and I'm getting a little concerned that I haven't gotten one yet. I've never flung potatoes on the ceiling, and I've never pantsed anyone in my life. So I don't know what a guy needs to do to impress a girl these days. It seems like every guy in my homeroom has gotten a candygram. Even Travis Hickey got one, and he'll eat a crust of pizza out of a trash can if you give him a quarter. Ooh. Uncle Gary was playing his computer game in my room the other night, and I told him about the Valentine's Day dance and the candygrams. Believe it or not, he gave me some really good advices. Uncle Gary told me the best way to get a girl attention is by making yourself look unavailable. He said what I should do is buy a bunch of candygrams and have them all delivered to myself, so the girls would think I was a really hot property. I probably should have thought about talking to Uncle Gary a lot earlier. He's been married something like 4 times already, and he's an expert in relationship. Yesterday I bought $2 worth of candygrams, and today I'm home. They were delivered to me. Here's another one for work carefully. Yawn. I just hope this works, because that $2 was my lunch money. Friday. By Wednesday, I'd blown through $5, and I realized that if I kept buying candygrams for myself, I was gonna starve to death. So I decided to actually buy a candygram for a girl and see how that went. Yesterday at lunch, I bought a candygram and sent it to Adriana Simpson, who sits 3 rows away from me in English. But I didn't want to risk my whole quarter on the one person, so I made sure I got my money's worth. Dear Andrea, it would be sweet if you'd go with me to the Valentine's Day dance. Signed, Greg Heffley. P.S. If the answer is no, please hand this to Julia Barrows, who is 2 seats to your left. Andrea and Julia were both giving me dirty looks when I walked into class today, so I'm assuming it's a no from both of them. I realized a candygram isn't the only way to ask a girl to a dance, though. There's a girl named Lena Marlowe who sits in the same chair for homeroom that I sit in for history class. So I wrote her a note on my desk, and it didn't cost me a cent. Unfortunately, I forgot that after school detention is held in the same room as history, as some moron jumped in with the answer before Langren even had a chance to read my note. Hi Langren, if you are looking for someone to go to dance with, just let me know by writing back. Greg Heffley. Hi Greg, I am sorry but I'm not interested in going to dance with you. Layhan. Dear Greg, yes, I will go to dance with you. And P.S. Will you marry me? Ha ha ha. Kiss, kiss. I'm pretty nervous. I'm pretty nervous because it seems like there aren't really a good lot of girls left to choose from at this point on. One girl who doesn't have a date yet is Erica Hernandez. She just broke up with her boyfriend, this kid named Jammer Law, who's famous in our school for getting his head stuck in a chair. The janitor even had to cut him free with a hacksaw. It's the yearbook and everything. Sticky situation. Jammer Law gets a little help from Mr. Lewis after getting his head stuck in a chair during Mrs. Moran's art class. Erica is really pretty and nice, so don't ask me what she was thinking when she started going out with the duffers like Jammer. But she would be at the top of my list for the dance, but I'm worried that if things worked out between me and her, I'd always be thinking about her ex-boyfriend and I wouldn't be able to get past it. You may now kiss the bride. Pucker. The Erica Hernandez situation has made me wonder that what other girls might have a Jammer Law in their past. It's hard to keep track of who has gone out with who in my school, and that's important information when you're looking for a date to the dance. So I drew up a chart to see how everyone in my grade is connected. I've still got a long way to go, but here's the incomplete version. This is the incomplete version, and you see there's people who like each other, but people who don't like each other. Yeah. The person I'm worried about is the boy named Evan Whitehead. I've heard him bragging that he's kissed a bunch of different girls in my grade. But last week, he got spent home from school because he had the chicken pox, which I didn't even know he would still get anymore. So who knows how many girls Evan's infected. One girl I'm sure Evan never kissed is Julie Weber. She's been going out with the Ed Norwell since the 15th grade. But I've heard their relationship is a little shaky these days. So I'm gonna do what I can to help speed things along. You can do better than him. Tuesday. Uncle Gary told me that if I want a girl to go to the dance with me, I'm gonna have to ask her face to face. I've been trying to avoid that, but I think he's probably right. There's a girl named Peyton Ellis who I've always kind of had a crush on. And when I saw him drinking from the water fountain yesterday, I stood there and waited patiently for her to finish. But Peyton must have seen me out of the corner of the eye and realized I was gonna ask her to dance. So she kept drinking while I stood there like a dope. Glug 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 glug. Eventually, the bell rang and we both had to go to class. And I barely know Peyton, so yeah, maybe it was a bad idea to try and ask her anyway. I realized that I should probably stick with the girls who I've got some kind of connection with. The first person to come to my mind was Bethany Breen, my lab partner in science. But I don't think I've made such a good impression on Bethany when in the middle of our anatomy unit. And for the past few days, we've been dissecting frogs. I'm sure I'm really squinch about when it comes to the sort of thing. So I just let Bethany do the dissecting while I stand on the other side of the room trying not to throw up. Gag, gag, gag. Seriously though, in this day and age, I don't know why we're still cutting open frogs to see what's inside them. If somebody tells me, there's a heart and the intestines inside a frog, I'm willing to take their word for it. I was pretty happy I got paired up with Bethany as a lab partner. I remember back in elementary school, whenever we paired up with Bethany, I remember back in elementary school, whenever teacher picked up a boy and a girl to do something together, oh, the kids would go crazy. Ooh! Would Peter and Lisa please clean the whiteboard? When I got picked to be lab partners with Bethany, I was hoping for some kind of reaction just from the rest of the class, but I guess everyone's outgrown that stuff. Ooh, right, guys? Even though I haven't impressed Bethany with my dissection skills, I still thought I might have a shot with him. I don't want to brag or anything, but I haven't been a pretty hilarious lab partner. Look at me, hee hee hee. At the end of the day yesterday, I walked up to Bethany when she was getting her coat and off her locker. I admit I was a little nervous talking to her, even though we spend 45 minutes every day as lab partners. But before I got a single word out, I started thinking about the frogs. So I don't think it's gonna work out between me and her. Gag, 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 gag. Last night, when I was telling Uncle Gary about what happened at school, he said, my problem is that I'm trying to do this on my own and I need a wingman to help me look good in front of the girls, so it's easier to ask one out. Well, I think Rowley would be a perfect wingman for me because he makes me look just by being himself. Whoa, trip. Today I asked Rowling to be my wingman, but he didn't really understand the concept, so I told him it's just like being my campaign manager, but for the dance. Rowling said maybe he would be each other's wingman and help each other get a date to the dance, but I said we should do this person one time at a time. I feel like we need to get the situation taken care of first, because getting Rowdy a date to the dance could end up being a long-term project. We gave the wingman a trial run of lunch, but I think there's still a lot of room for improvement. I heard Greg Heffley has really strong muscles. Well, I think we'll leave it there for Thursday, page 124. Don't forget. I'll see you next time. Bye.